What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be sharing how much I make part-time in my mobile welding business and how much I make full-time in my full-time job, and how much you really make doing a welding business on the side, and how many jobs I do a week, what I charge per job, and a little bit about that. And it can be a pretty busy schedule because right now I'm doing about a little over 60 hours a week at my job, my full-time job, because we're really busy. Can't find people to work and all that, so I'm getting a lot of overtime. But yeah, so basically with my welding business, my mobile welding business, on average I do 1 to 3 jobs per week, and that is at about $100 an hour for a 3-hour minimum. And that consists of a lot of different stuff, various types of jobs. So yeah, various types of jobs, some structural, some piping, a lot of equipment repair, heavy equipment repair. That's mainly what I do. And so at my full-time job, this is just an estimate. This is about what I made last year and what I'm on track to make this year. So $73,256 a year net, and about $104,986 per year gross. That's just on average, but yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. But obviously the overtime won't last forever. And with my welding business, I am registered as an LLC, and I have business insurance and a lot of other expenses. So about $13,566 per year net, and $21,426 a year gross. That's just about average, but calculating all of my expenses and my consumables and everything. So with let's just say 74,000 plus 14,000, I make about 90 grand a year net from just doing my full-time job and then my mobile welding business, which is good money, and gross, that's well over 100 grand. So it's easier to get approved for loans, car loans, home loans, etc. The more income you have, and also the good credit. But in order to go full-time in my business, I wouldn't want to make less than probably 70 grand a year. I mean, the freedom that comes with owning your own business is wonderful, but you got to make sure that you can keep up with your lifestyle and your bills. And it's important to try to have no debt going into it, but that's not always reasonable or logical for everyone. But at least you got to make sure that you can cover all your expenses within a reasonable limit. And if you have a spouse or significant other that also has an income, that makes it a lot easier. Like my girlfriend's a nurse, so that makes things a lot easier for the expenses, so I can afford to make a little less in my welding business and still be okay. So I do about $100 an hour, 3-hour minimum, 1 to 3 jobs per week, $300 per job. This is just average, bare minimum. So let's just say one job every week would be $1,200 a month, times 12 would be about $14,400. And you got to factor in taxes and all that stuff. You can't cheap out on taxes. You do not want to get audited by the IRS. So let's just say bare minimum, and then I just account for 5 grand in taxes. So about 10 grand per year net, bare minimum, is what I'd be making. So if you do it part-time, and you only have to really do a couple jobs per week at that price, and you can really add a substantial amount to your income. And whatever you get from the welding business, you could either invest into the business full-time, add to your emergency fund. And yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot of money per year, but if you keep a full-time job and you have that security, then it really makes a difference in what your income is. It can really boost your income up, and it's not that bad. I mean, if you do a couple jobs a week, like after work or whatever on the weekends, it helps you get in the groove of the business, see if it's really for you, because business isn't for everyone. It can be very difficult, and it's not easy to own a business and learn how to do the taxes, the sales, the actual welding part, the selling of the jobs, all that kind of stuff. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it. Being your own boss is a freeing feeling, but it also comes with a lot of risk and a lot of, issues and challenges. So that's about my story with how much I make right now. Like I said, if you want to go full time, you got to set an income that you want for a goal, and you got to just be conservative with your estimates. Go for the bare minimum that you'd make and see if you can make it off that income if you want to go full time. And it's difficult to think about going full time because it's kind of scary, honestly, because then you got no safety net. It's up to you to make the business work. So my advice is make sure you keep your full-time job until you have enough money to overcome your full-time job, and then you can go full-time. With that, I'm out.